Hey, so it's been a while since got a chance to post one of these videos. Doesn't mean that I haven't been taking video, but just kind of the reality of full-time job plus a family and graduate school has just really been kind of creating what should have been predictable obstacles to keeping up with this level of public engagement through either through the Instagram or through the YouTube. But I do want to assure you that we have been hard at work here. So what I want to do today is just kind of create a very short video to kind of get you up to date on what we've been doing, and then also talk about some of the adjustments that we've decided to make just based on the busyness of our schedule. So I think first and foremost, the big thing to talk about is what we're going to do with the archive, or at least how we're going to construct the archive. We're still working quite diligently on just gathering all of the materials into consolidating them into one location, cleaning them when we can, and also just finding any kind of useful papers that Jeff had left behind to also kind of get them into one place, so that way when it comes time for doing the archive, it's just there and ready to go. My plan for those materials, at least for the pottery, is that once it is all in one place, which we are just so close, I'm going to set up a photo booth, and then I'm going to make sure that I take some high quality photos of that material, just so that we have it preserved. But then what we've decided to do is we're going to reach out to Lehigh University, and actually I had just done this earlier this morning, but I'm going to talk with their gallery and also with their graduate department to see if we can find some graduate students who are perhaps like in museum studies or something like that to come in and actually put the archive together, to start, kind of putting pieces together in regards to like what paperwork goes with what piece of pottery and so on and so forth. But then also what we would like to see from that potential partnership is that we loan them pieces of the archive to then create an exhibit. Meg and I went to a show there, I think it was about like a month and a half ago, and they do a dynamite job. And I had the great opportunity to talk with some of their graduate students, and I don't know, the vibe was there. So we're gonna see what we can do with that. So that's one part of the update. The other part is in regards to what we're going to do with the space here. We just really want to get this up and running as a functional studio. We've been kind of like slowly building I just want to say like a really energized community of folks who just want to come in here and maybe kind of dip their toe into the ceramics world, just kind of get started in a very I guess low risk environment. But then also there's folks who have been doing pottery for a while who just want a space to work. There's been some changes going on here in the Lehigh Valley where space for potters is it's just not there anymore. So we want to try to do what we can to make this space available for that community. So what we're doing down here is continuing with the cleanup, but just really with a keen eye on making this space, you can hear water going, with the keen focus on making this space usable for multiple people. And when I'm saying multiple people, I'm not saying like a dozen people are going to be down here making pots, but we would like to at least have like four kind of like full-time people here doing their work, and then make the space open for like small groups of like no more than like 2 or 3 like beginning potters at a time, where they can come in, do wheel work, work on slabs, coils, pinch pots, like sculpture, whatever. But we just want to really kind of get this space to where it's available for that kind of work. So what we've done down here is that we're thinking about this space in 3 separate categories, or at least 3 separate areas. So the first area, I'm standing in it right now. This is what we have been calling Susan's space. So like over here to my left is where, I think in the last video I shared a photo where her wheel was underneath the steps, and there was some racks with her work, and then right along here in front of me, which is out of the camera view, was a series of tables for working. What this space is going to be used for is glazing. It's by the sink, and it just seems to really make sense in regards to the flow of work coming out of the room where the electric kiln is and getting glazed, and then moving upstairs to where the gas kiln is. So that's area 1 right here. Then we have area 2 over here, and area 2 is, this is where we'll like kind of participate in a lot of the instructions. So we're hoping to have anywhere between 2 and 4 electric wheels stationed here. And then on my right, your left, we'll have a wheel here by these windows, and then another wheel over here by this window. And then over here on the left, your right, we'll have 2 more wheels stationed, and that can be the kind of the workspaces for the full-time artists that are going to be using this space. So here again is where we'll have some instruction, and then right here by this pillar, and by the way, I should point out that there's 3 kind of zones, and they're all divided by these pillars. So there's this one here, so from here back is the 3rd area. From here to this one here is the 2nd one, and then from there forward is the first that I had explained earlier. But right here is where we're imagining that we'll have a large wedging table. And then on the other side of this pillar here is where we'll have this table probably as kind of like a hand building station. The pug mill is going to then be moved back to where the clay mixer is. So that way we just have all of that stuff in one area. But then you can see that we've kind of like cleaned off the slab roller and then moved it towards the back of the space, and there's ample room to kind of get all around it, but here's where anyone who wants to do slabs can do that over here. So that's what we're looking at in regards to how this space is going to be divided up. Hopefully in the near future, and who knows how near that will be, considering, as I said earlier, just the amount of time that I realistically have to working on this space. But I'm hoping that sometime in the near future that I can provide some diagrams of kind of what we have identified to be the workflow that Jeff had in this space, and then we'll juxtapose that with the workflow that we envision for this space moving forward. And I think that's it for now. As I said, I kind of wanted to keep this as a shortish video, and I can already see on the little counter there that I'm at about 10 and a half minutes, but that's where we are right now. Things are certainly progressing. They did have to slow down for a little bit, because of busyness, but also because there's no heat or hot water in this building. So like cleaning pots or doing any kind of like work without gloves was, it was miserable. I love all seasons, but I'm definitely looking forward to kind of some warmer weather. And then I'm sure that things are really going to pick up here. But yeah, that's where we are right now. We're just really stoked about this. If and when I hear back from Lehigh, I'll definitely let you all know. But yeah, that's where we are. So onward and upward. Thank you so much for just sticking with us for so long already. And there's just great things to come in the future. So yeah, happy spring and be well.